Hello and welcome to Britain's number one show, number one chat show, that is. It's time for a chat, so it must be chat time. Chat time, not cat time. Cat time is later. With me today is a man who's a man, which is important. Not that women aren't important too. They are in their own way, a different way. Not a worse way, but a different, special way. Which is important in its own way, but it's not the same way. Anyway, yes, he's a man who's got it was interesting story to tell about this interesting incident. I think it's Ned Davidson. Ned Davidson. Ned, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us this amazing story of yours.
Well, I was making a cup of tea when I reached into the cutlery drawer to get a teaspoon, but without realising it, I actually took out a tablespoon, which is
bigger than a teaspoon.
It's bigger, yes, bigger than a teaspoon.
Much bigger.
Yes. Well, I got a spoonful of sugar, and it was only as I was about to tip the sugar into the tea
you had a
that I realised,
tablespoon of sugar.
Yes, it was a tablespoon, not a teaspoon.
Not a teaspoon.
So then
and
what
did you
I
make
did,
any... So,
sorry,
what was
carry
that?
on.
So
what
there
I did,
you were in the... Sorry.
I was about to say...
Please continue.
Sorry.
So you had the spoon?
Fortunately, I realised my mistake, and I immediately called the police.
You called the police?
Yes.
And why did you do that?
Well, I thought they'd want to be kept informed.
And did they?
Yes, they sent 2 detectives round, who took samples of the sugar, and they took all my spoons away, as evidence.
And did you ever get your cup of tea?
No, I couldn't make tea as I didn't have any spoons. I tried using a fork, but it was hopeless.
And how did that make you feel?
I felt traumatised. I felt scared. I felt angry at the world.
Good. Now, joining us live via satellite from the United States is famous rap singer and spoon collector Spoony D. Mr. D, you've heard...
Spoony. Call me Spoony, dog.
Sorry, Spoony. So, Spoony, you've heard Ned's fascinating story. What does it tell us about spoons and about the nature of spoons?
Well, I'd certainly agree that's a really interesting story. I mean, I thought I'd had some interesting things happen to me in my life, but really Ned's story about getting his spoons mixed up, they should make that into a movie. And it definitely tells us about the nature of spoons. One important thing it tells us is that not all spoons are the same. Some people, they go around telling themselves all spoons are the same, but all spoons are not the same. Some spoons are big and some spoons are small, and that's just the way it is.
Now, Spoony, I understand that you have a collection of nearly 3,000 spoons, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And would you consider perhaps lending Ned one of your spoons so that he can have a cup of tea?
No way, dog. They're my spoons. I'm keeping them. Let Ned get his own spoons. What do you think this is? Spoon welfare?
Right. Well, we have to leave it there, I'm afraid. Thanks to Ned and Mr. Spoony. Join us next time on Chat Time, when I'll be talking to the first man ever to tie a piece of string around an enamel cup, as far as we know. That's all for now, chatters. And remember, don't stop the chat.